Okay, in this video we're just looking at what I'm calling increasing and decreasing functions. Okay, so I've got some diagrams here, and in all these ones we have to look from left to right. Okay, so hopefully that's your predominant way you look at things anyway. So, for instance, in this first one I've got a straight line, and the function is increasing, and what we notice is we can say is the gradient is positive. Okay, so again, this next one here, I've got a straight line, and as we look left to right, the function is decreasing. Okay, and we can see that the gradient is negative. Okay, so when you have straight lines, you don't have any problems. It's either a positive gradient or a negative gradient, but what happens is with other functions you can have changes. So for instance, in this parabola here, the function is decreasing in this section, and the function is increasing in this section, and here it's not doing anything, and we'll look at that in another video. But you can see that on this side, if I drew a tangent, the gradient is negative. Now on this side, if I did a tangent, the gradient is positive. So hopefully you get an idea. Doesn't matter what the shape is. Okay. So next one here. Okay. Here the gradient's not doing anything, but here the gradient's positive, the gradient's negative, the gradient's positive. So we've got increasing, decreasing, increasing. So you get the idea, hopefully, that if the function is increasing, the gradient is positive, and if the function is decreasing, the gradient is negative. Okay. Copy that, come across when you're ready. So let's have a look at some different things, and this time we're going to try to find when it happens. Okay, so first one, y dash equals 2. Now 2 is a positive number, so therefore the function is increasing for all values. Because we don't have any change, it's going to be positive all the time. In this next one, the y dash equals -5, the gradient is -5, that's a negative number. So it's going to be function is decreasing for all values. X. And the next one, C, and on the next one, the one on the next page, we're going to have some changes. So we've got y dash equals 2x minus 2. Now, for decreasing, y dash is negative, and we define that as being less than 0. Okay, so therefore 2x minus 2 is less than 0, therefore 2x is less than 2, therefore x is less than 1. Okay, so we end up with an inequality. For increasing, y dash is positive, and we say that means it's greater than 0. So 2x minus 2 is positive, 2x is greater than 2, x is greater than 1. Okay. So rather than having all values, we have some values to the left and some values to the right. Okay. What we've got, hopefully you remember that this is going to be a parabola. Okay. And so obviously at 1 on the left hand side it's decreasing, and on the right hand side it's increasing. And we'll find out in another video what's happening at 1. Okay, so look at the next, copy that and come across when you're ready. Okay, so what I've got is a cubic, and let's see what happens with this one. Okay, so we start off the same. So we have y dash equals 3x squared minus 12x plus 9, and we're going to have to find out when that's going to be positive or negative. So we're going to have to be able to sketch it. So before that, let's factorize it. Okay, taking 3 out, and then that's a plus at the back and a minus in the middle, which means it's two minuses. Okay, so let's have a look. This is a parabola. Okay, so it's a smiley face parabola, and what's happening is at x equals 3 and at x equals 1, okay, at x equals 3 and at x equals 1, it's cutting the x-axis, okay? So this is a parabola, it's a smiley face, and the intercepts are 3 and 1, okay? So I'm looking at 3 and 1. So it's going to be decreasing, so I think the PA is about to, decreasing when it's negative, and this section here, okay, so here we're plotting y dash. We're not plotting y, we're plotting y dash. So under here is when it's negative, so minus 1 less than x less than 3 is when it's decreasing, and it's increasing when y dash is positive, which is this section here and this section here. So x is less than 1 or x is greater than 3. Okay, so we end up with these inequalities. So looking at the sketch, that's when it's negative, so that's when it's decreasing. And here is when y dash is positive, so we end up with 2 bits separated by a comma. Okay. There's no practice per se at this stage, but when we get up to curve sketching, you get to practice increasing and decreasing. Okay, thanks, bye.